Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV for some daily... I nearly forgot what the whole channel was called. 8 years I've been doing this, 8. And I nearly forgot what the channel was called. Anyway, it's Redmen, you know what it is. We're here to discuss Liverpool transfer stuff and talk a little bit about Jordan Henderson's performance for England and possibly show you James from Ball Street's reaction to the match last night. Before I do, just got to remind you that the channel for the summer is being fueled by the Co-op. They've got an amazing deal on right now where you can get 2 Co-op pizzas and a pack of Budweiser for £5. What more could you possibly ask for? All we ask is you go down, you do it, and you drink responsibly, and you stay tuned for the rest of this video. We're going to kick things off with Nick Pope. He is the Burnley goalkeeper. He is at the World Cup with England. And he is now being linked with the mighty Reds. The Mirror reporting that an £18 million... I don't think they're reporting an £18 million fee, I should say. I think they just decided to say he's worth £18 million. Liverpool are performing background checks on him, which makes him sound, let's be honest, a little bit like he might be a sex offender. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. I mean, he's clearly not. Clearly not a sex offender. There's no evidence to suggest he is. But this whole background checks thing, it's just very, very poorly described by the Mirror. But hey-ho. Basically what they're saying is that Liverpool are running the rule over him. And what I thought was interesting about this, and whether this is just the Mirror catching on to make things more believable, because I think Liverpool fans who follow Liverpool transfers and they know how we conduct business, we know that Liverpool like to, and Jurgen Klopp likes to get a feel for the people that he's signing. This actually comes from the Klopp book from Rafa Honigstein, and him and the former, I think it was the director of football, the chairman at Mainz, talked about their process for signing players. And so Jurgen Klopp does like to find out whether the guys are right mentally for him. So this is why it makes me think this is believable, but again, it might just be the Mirror cottoning on to how to make their articles more believable, if that makes sense. But it says Liverpool keen to find out more about Pope's personality and mentality ahead of a potential move that will represent another step up in his fairy tale rise. He's gone from Ryman League Bury Town to a Premier League #1 and a full international in just 7 years, and after making his debut in the warm fixture against Costa Rica. Yeah, sound. I don't think he's a first-choice goalkeeper, if I'm perfectly honest. This looks to me as though Liverpool are assessing their options. They've decided, if they sign him, I think it's another guy they've brought in to be competitive alongside Karius, rather than someone we've brought in to absolutely replace Karius. But if you've watched loads of Nick Pope and you think he's really good and you think he is substantially better than Karius, let me know in the comments. I'm going to come to people's reactions to this stuff a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, it is what it is. Before we crack on, let's talk Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson played for England. We were a bit disappointed he wasn't given the captain's armband. We know there's loads of people who don't think Jordan Henderson's very good, and aka weirdos. He was really good for England last night, and just as an aside, they won. We're not massive England fans. You might be able to see from the reactions, but we've got the wonderful. Look at him! Look at James' little face. Let's see that again. Oh, look at him. Look at him. A beautiful little man in his little shorts. Celebrating with his friends who just don't care. People around the country going mad, and let's see if we can find us. Because we were in the office. Let me see. There he is. That's all you're getting. Yeah, I was really impressed with Jordan Henderson's performance, and it's been good to see the plaudits he's been getting from pundits as well. Very much England's captain on the pitch, despite the fact, obviously, that Harry Kane is the guy wearing the armband. I think not giving Henderson the armband is a good thing, whereas I think if you give it to Kane, it gives him a boost, makes him the figurehead, fine. It takes pressure off Jordan Henderson. People don't like Jordan Henderson. Again, weirdos don't like Jordan Henderson. So it's allowing him to play his game and prove his critics. We were there, as you can see, in the studio with Ped and Stehausen. There's a time when they say, does he have this pass in his locker? And he plays a cross-field pass perfectly to the feet of I guess it was probably Trippier running on. I thought, we were like, yeah, of course he does, because we get to see him every week. But yeah, good to see him getting the recognition he deserves on a wider stage. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Nabil Fekir, the talk that simply won't go away, despite the fact that we're trying our best to make it. Nabil Fekir's agent has just stirred the pot up one more time. Jean-Pierre Bern said on French TV why his client didn't sign for Liverpool. He didn't sign because it's not over. This is not the end of the story. Ooh. It probably is. It probably is, let's be honest. But interesting stuff. And then subsequently, Fekir was doing his press conference for France. And he was saying, obviously, the chairman from Lyon was there. He said it was great to see him, but we did not discuss my Lyon situation. Asked about Liverpool, trying to lower the price vis-a-vis, not very the office, his medical results. Half sighs, half smirks. You know I'm here with France. I'm happy. I'm not here to discuss my personal situation. We will see about all that later. He also said on his knee injury, my knee is super good. We work a lot on it. We reinforce it, but I honestly feel like before my injury. So, yeah. And I said he did. Basically, they're reporting that he didn't give a lot away, as you'd imagine. But I mean, fair play. I think we're kind of looking for more. We're looking for news. And if I was Nabil Fekir's agent, it would be in the best interest of me and my client to make it seem as though Liverpool was still on the line. Because if Liverpool have done their due diligence and walked away, then there's a lot of football clubs who would be like, why? And then they'd be going to Liverpool and saying, listen, off the record, why have you not gone for that? Whereas if you can keep that interest there, but it looks like Liverpool are dragging their feet instead, then that gives the opportunity for a smart football club, Chelsea or whomever, to go, we've done this before, Salah. Well, Liverpool aren't getting the deal done. There's no reason why they're not, clearly. Let's get in there and gazump them on the deal. I'm sceptical about this one, if I'm perfectly honest. Like I say, I think this is him protecting his asset more than giving us a window into what's going to happen potentially. But that being said, like, don't forget, Dave Maddock has said it's still a possibility. Although I start to wonder whether maybe Dave Maddock's source actually is Nabil Fekir's agent, because they're the only two ones that seem to line up in this regard. The general consensus at the moment seems to be that Liverpool have just walked away and have ended their interest. But interesting, I think we'd all agree that if Liverpool can get a deal for him done, and the trust that he's going to be fit enough to be able to play Liverpool's brand of football, then it's a good thing. So if it does, great. But obviously, when we know a little bit more, we'll tell you a little bit more in that regard. Just quickly before we move on, I'm just going to show you the redmentv.com, because it's a tremendous website. We've done a podcast on Monday. It's a video and audio version for you for subscribers. Liverpool latest, talking through some of the World Cup stuff, talking about through, Mo Salah, etc., but also looking at some of the transfer links. Porto's Teases, the left back, was linked. Ryan Brewster's new contract, and everything going on at the Mighty Reds in depth and details on the redmentv.com. Steve is recording the Reds transfer roundup show today. Again, he's going to be talking more about Nick Pope. He's going to be talking more into the Fekir stuff and any other little tidbits that he's got through the grapevine as well. So again, if you want to keep up to date with everything happening around Liverpool in more depth than I'm able to really give you on these shows, then please do go over to the redmentv.com, sign up. We did a great podcast with Melissa Reddy last week as well, which is probably still on here somewhere. She talks about how she believes Liverpool will go hard again in the transfers once the World Cup starts to sort of tail off a little bit after the group stages, and does a really interesting bit about what it's like to be a reporter around the transfer window and where you get your news from and why you report things in a certain way and how it works. When people talk about people being briefed or the 10:30 embargoes and stuff, you want to know a little bit more behind the curtain on that stuff. Really, really interesting stuff. Mel's terrific, as we all know, so please do go over and check that out. And yeah, as I say, everything absolutely covered for it, and it's free for the first month, so do go and check it out with zero risk. If you like it, you keep it. If you don't, you can sack it off. But as I say, it helps make all this possible, so if you want to get involved, please do. Okay, comments then. A comment here from Karthik saying, hopefully the whole he failed his medical is BS. Look, let's be honest. Fekir looks like such a good fit for what Liverpool need that in an absolutely perfect and ideal world, you just hope it's bollocks, because we haven't seen any credible sources on backup targets. We've got ourselves convinced this lad, and I think he would be a good fit, and you can't have a fear that any other backup targets wouldn't be as good a fit. So no, let's hope it is, but it does very much look like it's not bollocks. Si, what have you got for me?
So Tanner echoed my sentiments on it, saying this Fekir news is becoming irritating. Avizek Ganguly had an interesting one, said, I think someone put into Leon's head that LFC are getting him for cheap. That's why LFC prefers these deals behind closed doors. The media can ruin these things.
Yeah, a bit too much talk about this kind of stuff. Christopher said, is Melissa the woman who spoke about Salah not being a good sign at the beginning of the season? Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. Your nightmares is in the end we will sign Tadic. Listen, if Liverpool sign Tadic, I bet he'll be amazing. That's all I'll say in that regard. And Cop-Out legend St. Paul is Chris still on vacay. I guess vacation, holiday. He's on his jollies, basically. Yeah, he is. Go ahead.
Brian McMahon Gallagher said, if we get Pope, we should sign Gabriel Jesus, because if you've got Pope, Jesus and Muhammad, we'll never lose again.
Oh, absolutely. Get that on Twitter, mate. That'll bang. Gelson Martins will be perfect. Thoughts? Ask Shane Stedman. Yeah, sure. Why not? Look, I wonder whether, similar to what we've discussed with the Pope stuff, I wonder whether Liverpool ran the rule over him last season and weren't pleased with his personality or something, because if Liverpool have been linked with him and we were very strongly linked with him, it stands to reason that we've scouted him, we've got him on the radar, that you could potentially pick him up on like a free transfer. It seems like a bit of a no-brainer. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see more of that. Is he at the World Cup? Anyone know if Gelson Martins is at the World Cup? Let me know. Comments below. One more for us, please.
Cameron Thompson says, Hendo was boss last night. I'm shocked he wasn't made captain. How Harry Kane is a captain is beyond me.
Yeah, like I say, I think Harry Kane's the captain because it's a figurehead captaincy. Jordan Henderson's the real captain on the pitch. You can see in how he carries himself, how he shouts, how he dictates play, how he gets in the referee's face. You know, look, when the penalty decision was given, the only player who was challenging the referee over it to tell, like, go and consult the video, mate, is Jordan Henderson. And I said at the time, where's the captain? What's he doing? Where's Harry Kane? Because that's not it's the Gerard Gallagher thing for me, I think. And to be honest, I think that absolutely works. I think that works brilliantly. Siam Sim says Tolisso. Yeah, there was a lot of Tolisso links the other day, but I think a lot of it is dragging up an old interview where he says he really likes Steven Gerrard, and there's a recent one where he said he likes the Premier League, and websites have gone, oh my God, gold, we need to get some Liverpool clicks big time, let's put two and two together and make it out like Tolisso literally gasping for a Liverpool move. I don't think it's likely to happen, if I'm perfectly honest.
I've got one comment from Alex McDonald. Predictions for the World Cup games today. So Colombia, Japan.
Colombia to win that.
Poland, Senegal.
Senegal. I've got Senegal to be my dark horses of this tournament and to top their group, so it's all about Sadio Mane today.
Russia, Egypt.
Mo Salah to absolutely tear it up. That would be genuinely tremendous. Leave some score predictions and thoughts on all that in the comments below. Drop a like on the video as well if you think Mo Salah can bang a goal or two in against the Russians. And other than that, as I say, get over to redmentv.com. There's only so much we can do on these YouTube shows, but please, if you do want to support the channel and you want to help us get bigger and better, we've got a massive studio redesign coming up. And it's all made possible by the people who go to the redmentv.com and sign up. So thank you very much. If you've done that already, if you're getting on well with your subscription, let people know in the comments. Oh, super chat. Woo. Remember that? Lucas Senechal, we have ended our interest before with Virgil van Dijk and Keita. We have, but that wasn't also linked to Liverpool doing a medical and not being happy with it, if that's the case. So yeah, I wouldn't look too much into it. But thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you very much for the comments. See you all soon. Ta-ra.